Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Basically just kind of want to talk about my quarter life crisis, I guess I want to call this. I'm not really sure if you would actually call this a quarter life crisis. After school I went off to university. At university my course was completely different to what I imagined it being like, and that made me question everything, and I thought about other ideas of what I could do with my future, what I wanted to do. My thinking now is that you really get thrown into the deep end after high school, at least in my country, in Germany, but I feel like it's similar in other countries as well, of what you want to do, because the reality is so much different to what your expectations are in high school. Because I've always had this idea of interior design as being what I want to do. Like, I always imagine it as being this fun and glamorous job. Now that I've really properly looked into it and I've started doing interior architecture, which I originally thought was interior design, which it's definitely not. It's more architecture than anything else. That was also the main reason why I was very disappointed in my course. The reality almost always looks a lot different to what you think it's going to be. There's ups and downs with everything, with every job and everything in life really. You almost glamorize your ideal job. What I kind of want to bring across is that I feel a bit disappointed that school doesn't prepare you for life. It's kind of like, I've got my certificate, now I can make all my decisions. It's so incredibly daunting. There's something so amazing about making your own decisions, but also something so frightening, because there are endless possibilities. Whenever you make one decision or choose to go down one path, that means that you are choosing against all these other decisions you have in your head, which I find crazy, because I want to do so many things, but if you make a decision you're basically choosing against a lot of other things as well. What I experienced is that the reality is a lot different from what your expectations are, so it's really important to figure out what you want from life, what you think your meaning in life is, which can be, for example, looking after your children. One of my things is that I want to leave this having done something good, like leaving it a little bit better than I have before, like making positive decisions, impacting people positively. I know that sounds very, very cheesy and very idealized. It's really something I'm passionate about, just making people around me happy, I think, and making an impact. As stupid as that sounds, but I don't want to be forgotten in a sense, and I want to be remembered for something positive. Why not choose a job that's going to give you your purpose in life, or that helps towards your purpose in life, because you're doing it every day and you're getting paid for it. Now the interesting thing is, one friend of mine gave me the idea that you can basically take any situation, any job, and make that job perfect for you. What I mean by that is, I'm just using me as an example again. I want to do good, I want to help people, and I want to stand for my beliefs. What I think my most realistic job is going to be as an interior designer, so I can make people happy in one way, which is probably not what's going to fulfill me, because I'm only making them happy in a very basic way. Nonetheless, I guess I'm making people happy, or I can potentially make people happy with that job. But what I'm getting at is that I can work with environmental friendly companies and trying to create homes and spaces that are as environmental friendly as possible, which interior design is really not a field that is very environmentally friendly. It's a consumptuous, I don't know if that word exists, but a consumptuous field where you buy a lot of things. So you can basically take your beliefs and what you think is your purpose in life, figure that out first, and take that to your job and try and impact that. It sounds very, very idealistic, because obviously I've never really had like a proper job, and I'm still in my studies. That's what's giving me hope at the moment. I just think it's very important first to figure out what your meaning in life is, just for you. You can really tell what your meaning in life is. Just try and think of the most happy moments in your life and try and think of what makes you happy. If you look back on your life, what you wish you would have done, and try and see your life from like an outsider perspective, because that's really going to show you what your core values are and what you want to achieve in your life. Another example would be like maybe making a lot of money or being very successful. Just your meaning in life and what's going to make you happy in the end is going to be different for everyone, and really think deeply about it. It's not the first thing that comes to mind. It probably takes a long time to figure that out, but if you figure that out, it's going to be so helpful for your job. A last thing I want to mention is I did a 16 personalities test, and that is probably going to sound a bit ridiculous to most of you right now, but it helped me so much because it helped me figure out what jobs are actually going to be perfect for me, like no other test did. I even did like university tests and that sort of stuff, but that one was really good because it rated my personality. It was actually so spot on for me. When I read through my recommendations in what fields I should work in, I was like, you're right, you're definitely right. And it also went along with what I think my meaning in life is. And when I thought about working in a field like that, I was like, this is actually going to fulfill me if I work in a field like that. It's still a long process for me, and I've just wanted to share this video because I just think that it's important to share that you're lost sometimes. Those were the thoughts I had recently to feel a bit less lost. Best Dressed has done a video about this. I think it shows a really positive message to not show yourself only in the good times, because people struggle with things and it's so important to show that. And she also said in that video that your life is really your perception of life. Another thing she said in the video is that she's always thinking about the next goal, the next big thing, and that's definitely me, and I'm not living in the moment. It's just so bad that you're rushing for the next best thing, because once you're old, you've just thought about, oh, I need to get my grades up for my finals and that sort of stuff, but you never focused on the moment, and that's definitely the same thing I'm doing. We all used to be good at living in the moment when we were children. We should all just live a little bit more like children. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope that all of you guys are happy, and if not, that you're trying to make an effort towards being happy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.